am so glad that you are back. Today we are going to go ahead and finish off our devotional. I am going to do a journal with me where I create the front, back, and inside covers. I will talk through some of it and then also have music playing. So enjoy! I picked up this piece of a quilt. It's the top piece. I don't really know anything about quilting, but I did just love the numbers on the side. I'm thinking it's a date, and so I wanted to cut that out to wrap around my spine. If you remember, we have that bendable spine, and so I thought fabric would be great. And I am not gluing it down in the middle, only the sides, and you'll see that later. I noticed I had this print left over and I was able to use it both on the front and back. Originally, I was going to butt it up to the edge of the file folder or the cover, but then I decided to allow, I don't know, maybe an eighth of an inch or so around the edges so that the file folder could still peek through. And I think that this gives it a more weathered look. I also distressed the paper a little bit with my distressor tool to make it look even more worn and yummy. If you've joined me on lives, then you know I've talked a lot about different glues, and I did start a series of Junk Journals 101 where I started going into what is a junk journal. One of my next thing is going to be supplies, and now I finally do have the art glitter glue, and I will give you guys all of my takes on it when I do the glue video. So, but some of you are going to recognize it like, oh wait, where's your Fabri-Tac? And no more Fabri-Tac. So maybe I can start painting my nails again. One of my favorite things to use is old paper, and I was fortunate enough to have found some old music paper, and it just tears so lovely, and the yellow patina from it is just so pretty on a page, so I knew I wanted to add that. I'm also just going to layer some other pattern paper that kind of obviously coordinates but is not matchy with the floral print. And I'm going to tell you, at this point I had no idea what I was doing, so I decided to go ahead and glue everything down until I could figure it out later. That was a problem for future Ingrid. I like the way that it kind of staggers here, the different layers that I have: the fabric, the paper, and then the spine is going to go through. And you can see here where I just laid a bead of glue there on the edge, and that's how I wrapped it. I've never done it like this, but I didn't want it to be too tight where every time you open it, it was going to give me problems. And so that was my solution for it. After cleaning up the edges a little bit and removing some of the white paper around the butterfly, I decided to take Vintage Photo Distress ink and ink around the edges. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this like faux glossy accents, and I'm going to put it over the whole butterfly. If you've ever worked with this stuff or glossy accents, you know it takes forever to dry. And I think I've shown you guys how to use it using the enamel label printable that I had in, I think, the Christmas kit. And it was at that point that I realized that this was going to take forever to dry. And if it's going to go on my cover, and I'm filming a video, I need it to hurry up. So I decided to dry it with a heat gun, and the craziest thing happened. As soon as I stopped the heat gun from going, it made like cracks inside of the butterfly, and then as soon as I would hit it with the heat again, it would smooth out. It was really strange. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow, but I figured either way it was a cool effect, and so maybe that's something that I'll use in the future. And if that's something you want to play with, I encourage you to try it. I had some hymnal paper on the side of my desk that had very, very abstract flowers on it. They're more like blobs, but they're very light in color, and I thought they would look really nice as the backdrop here. I also wanted to make sure to use that kind of like postcard with that beautiful rose print. And so I'm going to take some tape that I made using alcohol inks, and I am going to tape it as a tip-in on the bottom. So it's going to be a flip up, flip down. And then I'm going to layer all the other pieces on top of that. Because I had pre-cut everything out for the kit, I had all the pieces, I had all the background papers together, all the ephemera together, and it was really easy to just pick and pull to finish off the journal covers. And so on the front cover, the inside part, I decided to do some collage, and I just started by playing with some papers that kind of went together. I just had like little scraps, and I'm going to use two types of tape. I'm going to use the masking tape and then this brown tape that I love to layer. And then I picked out one of the beautiful florals, the rose journaling card, and I used it as a backdrop. I also used this vintage paper that Lori had gifted to me. And I think that when doing collage, that's the best way to do collage, is just do it. Don't think about it too much. And I know it's a little intimidating at first, but just stick the paper down. It'll be fine. I promise. But anyways, I wanted to take the image of the rose, and on top of it, I was toying back and forth. You're going to see me pull butterflies as well as the birds, but since I had used a butterfly on the cover, I ended up going with the bird. I take some thread, and as you've seen me do in the pages inside, I bunched it up so that it looks like a little nest, and stapled it all on. I think that it came out looking really cute and cohesive with the inside of the book. Okay, here is a disclaimer. If I was normally working on this, and that little huff that you heard was Barkley, he's sitting next to me and needs some attention like right now. If I was working on this on my own, I would have definitely let that dry 100%, 24 hours at least. But because I'm filming, I went ahead and went with it and just wiped off my stapler. But anyways, I will do a full flip through for you at a later date, maybe tomorrow. And for now, here are the covers. I hope that they give you a little inspiration and maybe some ideas for your own covers. So thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you soon.